Говорит и показывает Москва. Работают все центральные каналы телевидения. Смотрите и слушайте Москву.
He who commands information owns the world, and whoever is able to link the endless outer space with the all-embracing ocean of information is bound to play a key role in shaping the world. Today, the planet, the country, and every human breathes information and news, feeds on the virtual energy of various gadgets, and learns about the world via a multitude of communication networks. All of this life-giving information space exists and works neatly, in a considerable degree, thanks to the Russian Satellite Communications Company. The Russian Satellite Communications Company, or the RSCC, is the prime link between distant outer space and planet Earth, between a sea of information and an average person, between the present and the future. The RSCC has a powerful and well-equipped ground infrastructure and an orbital constellation of 11 geostationary satellites. The satellites are transmitting over 400 television programs, administering governmental communications, providing broadband access to the internet, supporting video conferences, and monitoring compliance with democratic election procedures. They also help develop telemedicine and deliver movie premieres to the most remote corners of Russia. Thanks to the Russian Satellite Communications Company, its satellites, and its specialists, the outer space is helping Russian citizens to add the richness and zest of multiple information sources to their daily life experiences. In fact, the RSCC has been at it for a total of 45 wonderful years. Skolkovo is a symbol of Russia's modernization, its successful scientific pursuits, and generally of its future. In October 2003, the Center of Space Communications, a modern and well-equipped complex for digital broadcasting, was established here. The Russian Satellite Communications Company's main focus for the next few years is to considerably update Russia's satellite constellation. By 2015, the RSCC plans to build and launch 8 heavy, medium, and small telecommunication and broadcasting satellites. Their operation will eliminate the digital divide by providing equal access to information resources for all Russian citizens, from Kaliningrad to Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsk. By 2013, the RSCC will launch 5 Express AM and AT series satellites. Thanks to the new satellites, Russia will cover almost the entire country with telecommunication services and will allow a huge number of viewers outside Russia to get information from the world's largest country. November 4th is not only a Russian national holiday known as the Day of National Unity, it also happens to be the day when the RSCC was born. For it was that day in 1967 when Russia's central TV station's signal was broadcast via the Molniya-1 satellite to the Orbita distribution system, the latter being unrivaled anywhere in the world at the time. The first satellite broadcast in history was scheduled to cover the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the 1917 October Revolution. In 2014, Skolkovo, Russia's innovation capital, will host a G8 summit to be attended by the leaders of the world's top industrial nations. The world will know about the summit thanks to TV, radio, and internet broadcasts supported by the Russian Satellite Communications Company. Moreover, the company will be responsible for ensuring uninterrupted and secure governmental communications for the G8 leaders. Dubna is Russia's oldest science city. Today, the Dubna Space Communications Center is the largest teleport in Russia and one of the largest in Europe. The Dubna Center has played a major role in the 2012 Russian presidential elections, when all of the country's polling stations were equipped with video cameras. Experts from the Russian satellite communications company made the camera feeds available to the Central Election Commission, as well as to everyone on the internet. Dubna is the seat of a group of experts who operate a new VSAT communications service. Through its satellites, the RSCC today can provide VSAT services across all of Russia. The 1980 Summer Olympic Games were the first Olympics to be hosted by the Soviet Union. They were destined to become one of the greatest sporting events of the 20th century, something the entire world should witness. The Ministry of Communication decided to build a telecommunications center in Dubna and launched new Gorizont series satellites. Together with some older Ekran series satellites, they provided live broadcast of all of the sporting events from Moscow, across the Soviet Union, and to most countries of the world. Thanks to the RSCC's hard work, the entire planet was watching the heroes of the 1980 Olympic Games, learning about the capital of the Soviet Union, and falling in love with the teddy bear, the charming Olympic symbol. The first Olympic Games in the new Russia, the Winter Games this time, will take place in Sochi in 2014. This forum for the world's best athletes promises to be the most spectacular in history. After all, those will be the first Winter Olympic Games held in a humid subtropical area. Undoubtedly, those will be a most memorable Olympic Games, and once again, the world will be witnessing the events thanks to the Russian satellite communications company's experts in infrastructure. The RSCC will be providing the whole world with HD TV, not to mention quality communication services for the participants and attendees. Russia's huge open spaces and long distances are a challenge for the RSCC, but the company is equal to the difficult demands. In 2004, 2 new telecommunication centers were commissioned. They are located far from Moscow, one in the Siberian Federal District near Krasnoyarsk in a city called Zelenogorsk, and the other in the far eastern Federal District in Khabarovsk. Both of these facilities are ground strongholds for the eastern segment of the RSCC orbital assets. The high-tech infrastructure of the teleports gives the RSCC the ability to provide monitoring and controlling services to Russian and international satellite operators with regard to their existing fleets and during the orbiting phase of their new satellites. Without a doubt, the RSCC commands impressive experience and expertise in this activity. The 2 telecommunication centers in Zelenogorsk and Khabarovsk provide telecommunication services to Siberia in the Far East, covering some of the most remote corners of the far north that used to be almost completely isolated from the rest of the world. In 1988, the Soviet Union only had 3 more years to live through, and new times were knocking on the door. Pretty much everything was in some kind of disarray, be it politics, the economy, or culture, but not the RSCC. In 1988, the next generation Moscow Global TV system was commissioned to make Soviet television available to virtually every country on the globe. All at once, Russia became closer and more understandable with the rest of the planet. Soccer is said to have come from England. It reached extraordinary heights in Brazil, but soccer has always been Russia's national game. Defeat on the soccer pitch is always difficult for the country to accept. Fans demand victory. Rooting for the national team normally requires fans to travel abroad, but in 2018, international soccer will come to Russia, which will host its first ever FIFA World Cup. 10 cities will welcome the world's highest-ranking teams, and billions of people will be watching a live TV broadcast of the soccer spectacle thanks to the Russian satellite communications company. The RSCC was founded and grew out of the Medvezhye Ozero Telecommunications Center. Today, the Medvezhye Ozero facility is one of the largest teleports in the country. reliably providing quality reception and signal transmission and processing throughout the Russian Federation. Today, the Russian Satellite Communications Company is expanding its maritime business by providing information services to seagoing vessels in the far north. In the frameworks of the Russian Ocean Program and the Arctic Development and Use Project, the RSCC is participating in building communications infrastructure on Spitsbergen, where a multi-service network is being put in place. With 200 access points to the internet, TV, and radio, as well as mobile telephony, it will be serving up to 1,000 subscribers. In 2013, Russian subscribers on Spitsbergen will get access to a full range of state-of-the-art communication services. Говорит и показывает Москва. You are listening to and watching Moscow. This is not just a phrase, but a symbol of the RSCC's glorious history, its very proper present, and its innovative future. The Shabalovka Technical Center is the pulsing heart of the enterprise. Here, in the center of Moscow, the past is merging into the future. The main objectives of the Shabalovka Technical Center are the uplink and downlink of telecommunication signals, the organization of digital networks and channels, and the use of the enterprise's operational networks. No future is possible without telecommunications. It is telecommunications that provide the existence of a single infospace on Earth. Today, geostationary communication satellites are the planet's guardian angels. Without their flawless, round-the-clock activity, progress would not be possible. And back on Earth, in Russia, it is the Russian Satellite Communications Company which is responsible for supporting such progress, steadfastly and reliably serving the country and its citizens for the past 45 years.